consume their time over the screens, driving cars, and then having a sedentary lifestyles as well. Stressed people mostly cope their stress by eating. The children mostly learn these activity and eating habits at home. They usually copy their parents' eating of unhealthy foods.
Our skin is the mirror of our soul. Our skin is our largest sensory organ. Our skin needs a healthy microbiome balance. This is regulated by its pH value, which protects the skin from pathogens, cold and ultraviolet rays. Sebamed protects your skin.
Hello dear friends, good evening. Welcome to today's episode of BMC Global Live Al Hilal Health World, Nothing But Lifestyle, a talk show with the expert doctors of Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers, Bahrain. Today we will be discussing about obesity. Obesity is not just about appearance, it can increase the risk of heart diseases, diabetes and many other health conditions. And today we will be discussing about obesity with Dr. Rajesh Kumar from Al Hilal Premier Hospital, Sagia. He is a consultant in internal medicine. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me on the show.
It's a pleasure, Doctor. Doctor, from a medical standpoint, how can you define obesity?
Well, obesity is a multifactorial chronic disease of energy homeostasis resulting from imbalance between the energy expenditure and energy consumption, and is characterized by abnormal accumulation of visceral and subcutaneous fat. BMI or body mass index is a common way to measure and define the obesity, and is calculated by dividing the body weight in kilograms by the height in meters squared. The National Health Institute defines healthy or normal BMI as 18.5 to 24.9. Overweight is defined as BMI 25 to 29.9, while over 30 is defined as obesity, which is further classified into class 1, class 2 and 3 obesity. Obesity is also categorized into central obesity, which is characterized by excessive fat accumulation around the abdomen and butt flanks, and it imposes a major health risk. Then the peripheral obesity, that is characterized by abnormal accumulation of fat in the thighs and buttocks.
Now, can you explain about the factors that contribute to obesity? Is it genetic, or is the lifestyle factors playing a major role?
Well, obesity is a multifactorial disorder that mostly results from the combination of factors rather than a single cause, and these includes the unhealthy diets, then sedentary lifestyles, lack of exercise, then of course the genetic factors and certain psychological and social factors, then environmental and behavioral factors as well. So all these can contribute to obesity.
How prevalent is obesity now, and why is it such a major global issue these days?
Well, the obesity has become a major global concern recent years because of multiple reasons. That should include this global changes in the diet, where the traditional diets rich in fruits, vegetables, grains and proteins is replaced by Western style diets that are high in calories, fat and sugars. Then there is a lack of physical activity which is favored by this modern technology, which has reduced the physical activity in a way that most of the people consume their time over the screens, driving cars, and then having a sedentary lifestyles as well. There are other factors as well, like chronic stress, this marketing by the food industries, and then social pressures as well. That all contributes and all have led to this recent global increase in the obesity.
Okay, doctor, now can you speak about the major health problems linked to obesity?
Well, obesity significantly increases both morbidity and mortality, and it's associated with multiple health related problems like heart disease, hypertension, dyslipidemia, type 2 diabetes mellitus, then the arthritis, then certain pulmonary disorders like asthma, sleep apnea, and then it's also associated with the increased risk of certain cancers like colorectal carcinoma in the male, and then breast, ovarian and uterine carcinoma in the females.
Doctor, how does modern lifestyle like fast food, lack of exercise, stress, lack of sleep, how do they affect obesity?
If we are talking one by one, let's see that fast food, they are highly palatable and addictive. They are rich in carbohydrates, fat and cholesterol, and this even leads to addiction, and this in turn leading to overeating. That in turn predisposed to obesity. Well, if you are talking about this stress, then stress produces the hormonal changes, like it increases the cortisol secretion in our body, that in turn promotes the growth or accumulation of fat cells. It also increases the hunger, especially for the sugary foods. And third one, that stressed people mostly cope their stress by eating. So this again leads to overeating and then predisposed to obesity. Third one, they are less active for the physical exercises. So all these factors in them contribute to obesity. Third one, if we talk about the lack of sleep, lack of sleep in turn promotes or induces the hormonal changes in our body that in turn increase our hunger, and these people mostly consume more and more snacks at night, and this lack of sleep promotes this we can say this fatigue in the daytime mostly. So this in turn reduces the energy expenditure. In this way, that a vicious circle develops as these people, that in turn leads to obesity.
Now coming to childhood obesity, is it caused by family habits, or are there any biological reasons behind it?
Well, childhood obesity is caused by a combination of these two factors. We know that certain genes are linked to obesity. Then some children, they are biologically sensitive to food rewards, and this can leads to overeating in them, and then this predisposed to obesity. we know that maternal obesity and diabetes increases the risk of babies becoming obese in later life. But above this, it's the family habits that predispose to childhood obesity, because we know that the children mostly learn these activity and eating habits at home. They usually copy their parents' eating of unhealthy foods, lack of exercise, too much screen time, and driving cars instead of walking for short distance. So about this, it's a family habits that leads to this childhood obesity.
So what are the medical treatments and surgeries that help in controlling obesity?
There is list of anti-obesity medications that are widely prescribed and FDA approved, and these should be considered in patients who have a BMI of 30 or higher, or BMI of 27 or higher with one or two obesity related complications, and those who have been failed to achieve the significant weight loss with lifestyle modifications. In them we can have these options and we can prescribe them for further planning.
Then about surgery.
There are two most commonly used surgical options nowadays for the severe obesity, and these should be considered in the patients who have a BMI of 40 or higher, or BMI of 35 or higher with one or two obesity related complications that have been failed to achieve a significant weight loss with lifestyle modification with or without anti-obesity medications. The two commonly used surgical options nowadays are sleeve gastrectomy and Roux-en-Y gastric bypass procedures, both having different weight loss rules, and they are tailored according to patient's need.
How do you evaluate a patient with obesity medically?
Being a medical practitioner, it's important with the obese patients to have a detailed medical history that should include the age at onset of the weight gain, then family history of obesity, recent changes in the weight, then previous weight loss exposure or experience, and then we examine the patients for BMI, blood pressure, weight circumference, and overall nutritional status. We should also look for the secondary causes of obesity, and then we perform certain investigations like blood glucose, then hemoglobin A1C, lipid profile, metabolic profile, or thyroid profile if indicated clinically.
Doctor, how do you help a patient to manage the weight loss after treatment?
Well, maintaining weight loss is almost harder than losing it. So this requires a long-term approach that should include long-term adherence to a dietary plan that was initially started for our typical patients. Then it requires a regular physical activity and lifestyle changes. Then addressing to emotions and stress. Then regular follow-up along with medications that have been prescribed to him. So all these can help in maintaining the weight loss once they have achieved.
And doctor, what is your message to people struggling with overweight?
Well, we know that obesity is a complex medical disorder where the weight loss challenges are extremely common. So this is not a personal failure. So every patient should focus on the health rather than the scales, and they should avoid this shame and guilt for the obesity, and they need or seek help rather than a perfection. So that is my message to obese patients.
And finally, doctor, what do you have to say about Al Hilal's healthcare service? What are the services you offer in your premier branch, Sekhia?
Al Hilal Hospital Group is the fastest growing hospitals group in Bahrain, and I am delighted or excited to be the part of this setup. And the offers which usually giving or to our patients includes that, as we discussed earlier, the obese patients, like treatment for the diabetes mellitus and blood related disorders, and then hypertension, sugar, all that can be managed efficiently and effectively in Al Hilal Premier Hospital, Sigaya.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us today. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
So viewers, I hope today's episode on obesity was helpful. For more informative episodes, tune into BMC Global Live Al Hilal Health World every Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Till we meet again next time with a new doctor and a new topic, this is Jasila Mujib signing off. Good night.
Our skin is the mirror of our soul. Our skin is our largest sensory organ. Our skin needs a healthy microbiome balance. This is regulated by its pH value, which protects the skin from pathogens, cold and ultraviolet rays. Sebamed protects your skin.